How to catch a bass for beginners in 3 minutes. Let's get into it. Okay, if you're new to fishing and unsure of a good rod and reel, but you just want something cheap to start, I'd recommend the Zebco Slingshot from Walmart. It's a combo that's strong enough to handle bass, pre-spooled with line, and it's only $10. Alrighty, so the setup we'll be using is the Texas rig. You're gonna have a bullet weight, then you're not tied directly to the hook. For the hook, use an extra wide gap hook. The size I like is a 1/0 or a 2/0, but you can go bigger than that if you need to. For the weight, since I'm at a pond, I'm going to use a 1/8 to a 3/16 ounce, but if it's deeper water, you should increase that. And for the knot, just YouTube the improved clinch knot or the polymer knot. They both work well. The Texas rig is so great because it's weedless and it's versatile. You can put a variety of soft plastics on it, but your best options are either going to be a worm or some sort of creature bait. We'll start with the creature bait. To put it on the hook, first insert the hook into the blunt end about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Pierce the hook through, slide the soft plastic up the hook, turn it around, and then secure it with the eyelet. Place your hook on the side of the plastic so you can measure where it should go through. So in this case, you would want it to come out right about here. Pierce through where you marked as straight as possible, and here's what makes the bait weedless. Take the sharp tip of the hook and just barely push it into the plastic a bit so that it's no longer exposed. Whenever you set the hook, set it hard so that you can rip through the plastic and hook onto the fish. To increase your chances of catching a bass, focus on where they might be. At ponds, I've noticed they like these corners or edges, and also if there's any structure, like here there's a submerged pipe too. Other structures include rocks, docks, and piers. You can also find them around fallen trees or submerged logs in the water, and also don't forget those shady areas of water on super sunny days. Alrighty, so when retrieving your lure, always work it along the bank first. I promise you, like 80% of the bass I've caught have been along the bank rather than in the deep open water. So if I'm standing here and trying to work this bank, I'd aim to cast like right around here and bring my lure back following this edge. Now let's talk retrieves. First, cast it out and let it sink to the bottom. There's 2 retrieves for the Texas rig. From my experience, working the lure slow as possible is the most effective. First technique is the sweep. So you'll just drag your rod to the side in a sweeping motion. Reel in your slack and repeat. So sweep, reel in slack, sweep, reel in slack. And the next technique is going to be little pops and twitches. With this, just pop your rod a few inches up to make the lure twitch, then reel in your slack. So it's like pop, pop, reel in slack, pop, pop, reel in slack. Try mixing it up by adding less or more pops before pausing. Alrighty, so now that we know everything about how to catch a bass, let's go catch one. I'm gonna start there in that corner by the pipe. So cast along the bank, do some sweeping, give it some pops, and you'll know you have a bite either when you feel a big thud at the end of your line, you visibly see your line running, or your rod tip starts bending. Usually a combination of all 3 of these factors will clue you into the bite. Once you know a fish is on, whip that rod up and set that hook on him. After hooking the fish, be sure to maintain pressure on the line and reel it in at a consistent pace so that it can't shake or pop off the hook. Sure enough, we got ourselves a largemouth bass, exactly what we're after. As the evening went on, I ended up getting 3 more largies with the same techniques and setup. So now that you know how to catch a bass, go out and catch one. That's gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and please follow if this video helped you out, and also share it to anyone trying to catch their first fish.